Welcome to Dealey Plaza in downtown Dallas. Now, this is often considered the birthplace of Dallas. It's a 3-acre park that was first finished in the 1940s. Of course, the history and the prominence of this area drastically changed in 1963 when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. So we're going to continue this story by heading up to the 6th floor museum right here at Dealey Plaza. This area is specifically dedicated to educating people about that assassination. Okay, this is just a fascinating museum. For people who haven't been, explain what it encompasses and what it entails here.
Well, we are in the former Texas School Book Depository building here in Dealey Plaza, where shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade on November 22nd, 1963, 62 years ago. And our museum explores the life, death, and the legacy of President John F. Kennedy.
I have to say, I've been here several times, both covering this, as media, also with friends and family. Each time I take away something new, each time I learn something different. Kind of explain the significance and how the city of Dallas really changed that day in 1963.
Well, this is really ground zero for a moment of generational change. For baby boomers, this is the moment that really defined who they were and ushered in for so many of them the violence and skepticism that permeated the 1960s. Dealey Plaza became a National Historic Landmark District in 1993, and for the city of Dallas, as you can imagine, this was the darkest moment in our modern history. Many Dallasites, when they would travel outside this area after the assassination, they would be accosted or yelled at because this was considered the toxic environment where an assassination like this could take place. Dallas really internalized that trauma and emerged from it. They launched a rehabilitation program for the city in 1964 called Goals for Dallas, which ultimately led to our City Hall, designed by I.M. Pei, and eventually the opening of DFW Airport. So Dallas really emerged from this dark moment in its history a stronger and greater community.
So you've been here, with the museum for 25 years, which is just so impressive. And every time I drive by this area, the grassy knoll has some visitors. There are visitors to Dealey Plaza. I mean, even on a day like today when the museum's closed, it's just full of people wanting to learn more. So I want our audience to get a sense of where we are now as it pertains to that room right behind us with the boxes in it.
Okay, so we're on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, and behind us is the southeast corner of the 6th floor. It's been recreated based on crime scene photographs to the way it looked on November 22nd, 1963, and it was from that southeast corner window behind us that shots were fired at the motorcade. 3 empty rifle shells were found just below the window right behind us, and in the immediate aftermath of the assassination, law enforcement swarmed on this building. They discovered that area within about 45 minutes of the assassination and then found a rifle on the diagonally opposite side of the building less than an hour after the shooting.
What do you think is most surprising to people when they visit this space and really take a minute to learn more about what happened?
The thing I hear most that is surprising about Dealey Plaza is how small and intimate it is in person. Keep in mind, the Kennedy assassination has been the subject of thousands of books and articles and television documentaries and movies, and in that grand scale, the plaza seems vast. It seems huge.
That's so true.
But really, this is a quaint vehicular park, just 3 acres at the edge of downtown Dallas. So when people come here, even though the magnitude of the history that played out here is great and vast, the plaza is actually quite intimate, and in many ways that makes people, I think, forge a deeper bond and connection with the site.
That definitely makes sense. Okay, what is here, where we're standing right now, is a permanent place for this museum, but we're going to take a 1-floor detour and check out an exhibition that is going to be here just for the next year. Okay, Stephen, we have made our way to the 7th floor, and I have to tell you, this spot is a reporter's dream. Talk about what this area is called.
Well, this is our 7th floor gallery where we have changing exhibits every year, and right now we have our new exhibit on assignment, Dallas Times-Herald 1963. And it takes a very intimate look at the assassination weekend through the perspective of just 4 journalists that worked at the Dallas Times-Herald newspaper at the time of the assassination.
One of whom is still living and you can hear from.
That's right. In our newsroom, which has a number of interactive elements, one of them is an old rotary dial telephone. You can pick it up and you can hear from Darwin Payne, who was a reporter at the rewrite desk at the Dallas Times-Herald on the day of the assassination.
On November 22nd, 1963, I was a reporter for the Dallas Times-Herald.
Well, and a lot of this is just it's nostalgic for me with regard to journalism school, because we covered a lot of this stuff, but for somebody to be able to come through here and go through that process is just so important. That's how a lot of people learn, right? A little bit more hands-on. So talk about some of the other components that are more hands-on in this area.
Sure. So this exhibit allows you the chance to follow any of our 4 journalists or all of them at the same time. And we really move geographically through the city, from the airport where the president arrived, through the motorcade, Dealey Plaza, and then Parkland Hospital where Kennedy died, the Trademark Luncheon, the luncheon that he never reached, and then Dallas Police Headquarters where so much of the story played out that weekend. And all roads lead to our newsroom where we have a number of elements. In fact, my favorite is that black rotary dial phone there at our rewrite desk. You pick that up and it makes a payphone ring over in the Parkland Hospital section of the exhibit. The idea is you're a reporter in the field calling in notes and breaking news, and the reporter from your party at the rewrite desk can then jot down the notes that you're relaying. So it really allows you a very intimate experience the weekend of the assassination to put yourself in the shoes of these journalists as breaking news played out around them.
Well, then it even gets so detailed as to allow somebody to crop a photo. So you're seeing how journalism works and how that worked, throughout history in terms of the decision to crop a photo one way or another.
Absolutely. We chose some photographs that have a little bit of action in a larger scene, and we give you the opportunity to think like a composition layout artist and choose how you want to crop that photo. We also have an activity that allows you to think like an editor and decide, if you get a story tip, do you publish it, do you hold on it to confirm, or do you discard it? So there's a lot of different elements that go into making a newspaper, and we wanted to give people a chance to go back in time and experience that. We even have a file cabinet where you can dig through the drawers and look at original news reports and photographs from that weekend.
The other thing that caught my eye was that video camera, that KRLD video camera. Explain what that is.
Yeah, so we have on display here KRLD television camera number 3, which was at Dallas Police Headquarters the weekend of the assassination. So some of that very famous breaking news of the assassination was broadcast from that camera, and it's amazing that it still exists. It's the largest artifact in this show.
And I wanted to stand by this camera from 1963, from KRLD TV at the time, just to give you an idea of how massive it was. So I really encourage you to come to the museum on your own to see these artifacts in person. It is really quite fascinating. Give yourself some time to really take it all in. If you're interested in being one of the people who comes from all over the world each and every week to visit the 6th Floor Museum, we'll put the details on our website, cw33.com.